Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome to my yard. Back in May 2020, I did a video about this place, but I didn't have the fence back then. I recently got this fence, and ever since I got the fence, I decided to plant a hedgerow of some cool tropical, subtropical trees. So let's check it out. The goal here is to create a privacy hedge because city regulations say this fence can only be 4 feet tall, but I want something taller because there's a busy intersection here. There's a lot of cars and stuff, so I want a little bit of privacy. So I decided, hey, let's put some trees here, huh? Some nice trees. So let's check it out. First, Reed Avocado. Reed Avocado planted in July 2020. By the way, we're here in Southern California, Zone 10A, B, one of those, I think. And this is one of the trees I planted. It's the Reed Avocado. It's about 2 feet tall. It took the heat wave like a champ. No protection, no coverage, nothing to protect this tree from the intense heat we've had here in the last 2 or 3 months, and it's taken it like a champ. New leaves, no signs of any kind of stress. Granted, we only hit like 100 and 105 at the most here in this area. However, I'm really impressed with the resistance to heat and sun that this tree has. I think what helped it is the heavy leaf layer I put under it, the heavy mulch layer. Avocados love mulch so much, and in addition to that, they love organic matter. So I've made this place has become my compost bin. If you could see, we have watermelon rinds, lime rinds, old passion fruit peels, there's some potato peels, banana peels, a bunch of stuff, any organic stuff that could break down. I put it under the tree, and it really seems to love it. In addition, it loves leaves from, well, it loves its own leaves, of course, own dead leaves. That's what it loves the most, but it's too young to produce its own dead leaves. So what I did is I grabbed a bunch of leaves from this tree right here. See all those leaves on the ground? I just grabbed them, brought them over here, spread them around the tree, and it seems to love it a lot. I went to Costa Rica before COVID hit this year, and we found some wild avocado trees. We started digging under the trees to see how much mulch was there. We made it to 1.5 feet before we had to stop because there was a lot of bugs and some kind of creepy animals that we didn't want to interact with. But it just goes to show you how much avocados love mulch and how much they thrive with mulch in those forests out there. Those trees were like 60 feet tall, and they had a lot of fruit on them, and a lot of birds and animals were in there eating the avocados. It was cool to see. So yeah, Reed Avocado. And then 3-4 feet away is the Cempejack. This is a cross between the Cempedak Artocarpus integer and the jackfruit, Artocarpus Heterophyllus. And it's a young tree. I planted in February 2020 from a seed. A seed grew out, and I painted the trunk white as well. Painted it to block the sun, because right behind me is east, and it gets intense sun in the morning. So and also in the afternoon, when west, which is behind me. So which is in front of me. And so to protect the tree from the sun, good to paint it white a little bit. And I'm quite impressed with this growth, actually. I had no expectations when I planted the seed. We got some new growth right here. Planted in July 2020. We'll see how it does in the cold in the winter, because I believe Cempedak is a true ultra-tropical that really can't handle too much cold. Hopefully this acquired the genetics of the jackfruit, the cold tolerance genetics of the jackfruit, which is over there. And jackfruit seems to tolerate cold quite well, decently, relatively well. This is the sweet tart, a seed of the sweet tart mango. I got it in 2018. I ate a sweet tart mango, and it changed my life. I know it sounds crazy, but that was one of the best mangoes I ever had. And so I decided to plant the seed. And the beautiful characteristic attribute of the sweet tart mango is it produces polyembryonic seeds, meaning from one seed it'll sprout 3, 4, maybe even 5 little trees, all with their own root systems. And so this was one of those. And believe it or not, also from that one seed sprouted that tree right there, its own root system. So I separated them, planted them in their own pots, and then I eventually planted them in the ground. And this is what came out. You get a lot of bang for your buck. You get a lot of return on investment for if you buy a sweet tart mango. You can get a lot of trees from one. And these new red leaves, oh my goodness, if you take one of these and crush it up, smell it, oh man, that smell is intoxicating. I love that smell. I wish they made a cologne out of that smell. I would wear that cologne. It's so special and powerful and unique and different from other mangoes, that leaves that you crush up and smell. The closest thing I can compare it to, and this is gonna sound really weird, but the closest thing it smells like is Coca-Cola. It smells like Coca-Cola, and that's you got to smell it. I have a hard time describing it, but it's really special and different. So I'm excited for this tree. Let's see what happens. It's about 2 feet tall. Also, this one actually was planted in August 2020. This right here is the Kent mango seed from a store-bought seed back in 2017. It was a really good Kent mango, so I decided, hey, let's plant it, see what happens. 2 feet tall, seems to grow really well, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments from people saying, why are your trees planted so close? Well, again, the idea is to have a hedge. Imagine a wall of leaves just blocking this and growing upwards. That's one reason. Another reason is, after I went to those forests, I noticed how close the trees were growing to each other, and I realized there's no orchard planting in nature. There's no guy going out there making sure each tree is 5 feet apart. They just grow randomly, and they grow really well. They thrive. In Costa Rica, I saw massive mango trees growing literally 2 feet, 1 foot, 2 feet from each other, and they were thriving. They had a lot of fruit, delicious fruit, and they were doing great. So I said, hey, let's mimic nature, and it seems to work out real well so far. This is a Manila mango seed from 2016. It was growing, and then I planted it a few months ago. It grows really well. And look, I planted watermelon in September. We're here in September, actually. It's fall has begun. It's a little watermelon little plant I got. Shout out to Toro Nursery out in Torrance, California. I don't know why I planted watermelon in the fall, but that's one of the few things they had. So I was like, hey, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Well, let's just experiment. Let's have some fun. So we'll see what happens with that little watermelon. And there's also peppers. Got a lot of peppers here. So, and a wild watermelon, wild tomato sprouted here. Tomato that is sprouted next to these 3 jackfruit trees. Jackfruits. I had 0 expectations when I planted these, and they've grown out really well. They've almost doubled in size, doubled or tripled. These jackfruit trees were actually planted in 2018. So back when I planted them, I had little experience with jackfruit. I didn't know how huge they get, but we'll see what happens. I think these trees are gonna get massive, but I love jackfruits. And why not have 3? I love them that much. Right back there is a jackfruit as well. And another jackfruit. This one struggled a lot, and finally it's showing some signs of life. Finally, after a long time. Little jackfruit grown from seed, bought from a supermarket. I bought a supermarket jackfruit. Shout out to Superior Grocers. You guys are in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about. Superior Grocers sells good jackfruits, and this was one of the best jackfruits I've had. Decided to plant the seed, and that's what grew out. This is a seedling of the Carrie Mango. I got it from Florida, 2018. Shout out to Truly Tropical Farms out in Delray Beach, Florida. Amazing mangoes, one of the best I've ever had. The Carrie Mango. Decided to plant the seed, and this is the little seedling that sprouted. Now, a lot of people are going to say, hey, the seed's going to take a long time, you're not going to get fruit, blah, 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 blah. My plan is, I'll let these things grow big enough to flower and fruit. If the fruit is good, I'll keep it. If it's not, I'll graft over it. So it's a win-win, I think. This is a sweet tart seedling. Got it from, also, 2018. Got it from Spikes Grove Nursery in down in Florida, Davie, Florida. Shout out to Spikes Grove. Dogs are going off over there. So sweet tart mango seedling exciting times to see what happens. By the way, came from the same thing. Came from that guy. From the same seed. So we'll see what happens. Oh, this is the newest additions. I planted this last week. Surinam cherry. Surinam cherry, the Pitanga. Pitanga as it's known in Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. I love Surinam cherries. I love them. Love them. I got this from Exotica Nursery, Vista, California. Shout out Exotica Nursery. This is two different types. This is both seedlings. Look at this one. This has long pointy leaves. And then this one has different shaped leaves. So they're two different types. And I'm obsessed with these recently. It's one of my favorite fruits now. I went to a nursery actually recently and I had there was a tree there and there's a lot of Surinam cherries on the ground, and I asked the nursery guy, he's like, yeah, we don't eat these. And so I said, hey, can I have them? He's like, yeah, sure, go ahead, as much as you want. I stood in front of that tree for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I stuffed my face with as many of those delicious Surinam cherries as I could. It's one of those fruits for me that I could just keep eating them and just keep going. There's a very few fruits that I could do that with, like watermelon, mango, and then now Surinam cherries on the list. I could just keep eating. So I'm excited for those trees back there. This is the seedling of the Kalay lemon meringue, also from Florida, 2018. Also from Truly Tropical Farms. Excellent mango. So here's the seedling. Seems to grow really well. Got some damage here a little bit actually, but still it's growing out well. The biggest challenge for these trees is this tree right here. Look at this massive tree, 60-foot tall tree. It's on the median in between the sidewalk and the street. And what this tree does is it grabs moisture, it grabs a lot of water from the yard. Its roots are aggressive. It's all over this yard. When I was digging the holes for these trees, this tree's roots were all over the place, and they suck out a lot of water from the trees. And so I got to make sure I put a lot of mulch on the ground to keep the roots of these young trees moist and to prevent the sun from baking them out, drying them out. And so it's a constant challenge. I'm finding mulch from all over the place, grabbing it, putting it all around the trees. And I just water these trees as much as I can. This is a Fairchild Mango. Got it from Fruit Spice Park, actually. Shout out Fruit and Spice Park down in Homestead, Florida. I love Fairchild Mango. One of my favorites. So, hey, let's have a little tree in my yard. See what happens. And then, let's see, it's the last time. Let me try to remember. Oh, Manila Mango seedling. Manila Mango seedling. Planted very recently. Grew from a seed 2017. It's about 2 feet tall. And then this tree right here is a reed avocado. It got scorched actually by the recent heat wave. Lost a lot of leaves. I didn't give it any protection or coverage. I grafted it down there. Maybe I planted it while it was too young. It's like less than a foot tall, and it's got devastated by the last heat wave. So we'll see. It's still alive, so we'll see how it does. And I'll continue to monitor it, of course, and we'll see what happens. Alright people, that's all the new stuff that I have in this yard. And as always, thank you for watching. Give me a like, subscribe. I'd love to hear a comment. Let me know how your yard's doing and if you put any new trees in. Thanks for watching.